Okay, folks, welcome back to another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I haven't been this hyped in like about 6.5 minutes. We have the global data download for Dokkan Battle for July 13th, 2026, and there is quite a bit to note. Okay, so we have a promo movie. Of course, they're doing this now for every single Dokkan Fest, LR, Carnival LR, stuff like that. They're doing that for everybody. So we have AGL LR Cellmax incoming, and he is probably going to be a turn one nuke that can probably take out most of the game currently. Perhaps not at 55%. Perhaps he will be slightly less valuable in that regard, but he turn one is probably not taking any damage. He's probably doing boatloads of damage if he's not sealed, of course. And he does have some viability as time goes on, but every 2 turns he's losing 111%. Now, if that's a cumulative amount, and then meaning if it takes 111% from his current, it's going to be more in negative than it is in positive. So it does pay to see what will happen going forward on that. In all likelihood, he is just going to be like Gohan Beast, where if he's at 55%, 30, 40 million attack stats is basically all you're going to get. It's possible. It is entirely possible. I don't know yet. I do intend to summon for Cell Max. I was just able to activate a 8 points boost for 7 days, or 8 points boost for 7 days on Google Play. So I intend to get the tickets. We are getting Seriously Serious A Lot Battles 2 Stage 10, which makes sense for Cell Max to get 7 tickets, which means more Inevitable Showdown extra missions, and we're getting an Extreme Z Battle Fight 10 Power Warriors, Pet 10 Battle 48, new idle animation, and tickets, of course. So there's the promo movie. We have the Cell Max arts as well as the character icon. We are getting INT LR Luud, of course. This is the Battlefield LR, the new one. New labels for some reason. Seriously Serious All Out Battles 2, Stage 10. This is the format for all of Seriously Serious All Out Battles. We're getting Stage 2 versus Gohan Beast of Climax Battle. And, of course, we're getting the Extreme Z Battle here for both the LR Super Saiyans and the physical Metal Cooler. They're doing the same thing as they did in part 1. Sadly, this means that people are losing out on 33 Dragon Stones on the off chance that this could have been turned into 2 Extreme Z battles. We had Goku and Frieza as 2 separate ones. We had the anniversary ones. It doesn't make sense, but this is what they did. And the weakness is movie heroes. Okay, so we do have the cut-ins and whatnot, and it's going to be the same format as the other one. So we're getting Pet 10 Battle 48 with Series 25 cards. I happen to be missing one of these, so I am looking forward to getting that. Hopefully I can get it without having to use the exchange shop for it, so hopefully that works as well. We have a new idle animation for the Cell Maxes. There's 2 of them in the game. Going to be 2 of them in the game. And yeah. So we have Special Ticket 25. So this is the Inevitable Showdown extra missions. And as you can see, it's a Rising Dragon Carnival. So it is a Carnival LR. And I believe it is. Yeah. And the rates might actually be higher. We do have Rising Dragon Carnival tickets, and that means, yep, Pilas Trove, and of course, that is all of this stuff for the data download. Next, there's a few things that were clarified in this data download, so let's look at this. So super attack scripts were updated, so the issue with Tech LR Super Vegito and AGL LR Super Vegeta super attack animations on global should now fixed. So it's possible that this is entirely related to the skip animation, but not necessarily sure about that. Next, we have, you know what, actually, could be, he points it out here. Nope, doesn't point it out there. But next we have that they changed the wording in card names in the data download, and that is that Luud Pan Absorbed is just going straight to Luud. This probably means they're not releasing another Luud unit whatsoever. This is kind of a giant character. And then they changed this Gohan Kid Youth Giant Ape to Gohan Kid Giant Ape. Then we have here an explanation on the metal cooler here. So depending on how the buffs, how they work exactly, right? So when attacking for the first time in a turn, then the HP percentage in that moment determines the attack buff for the rest of that turn. It's not a start of turn buff. And when receiving an attack for the first time in a turn, the HP percent in that moment determines the defense buff for the rest of that turn. It's not a start of turn buff. That is something very much interesting that they did. Now, the 12 key has an animation skip. He's got a bunch of additionals, if I'm not mistaken, in his kit. So it is nice to see that they gave the 12 key here a animation skip. Now, this is significant in the way that it tells us two things. One is that they're rolling this out with easy A's or new characters, stuff like that. So pretty much every data download is going to have another one or two added or something like that. And at that point, it's going to be caught up to any of these. So that's something to look forward to. And the second thing that it tells us is that they're not going to be rolling out this animation skip as a carte blanche option, because 18 keys do not need it whatsoever, and 12 keys, most units do not do more than one additional super or their regular super. However, I do think that they will be rolling it out in total for all the units, especially because if there is a chance of additional super for TURs, of course, because they only do a 12 key super, and for LRs, more often than not, they will have an additional super attack allowed in there. So it's probably going to roll out everyone, but it's only going to be for 12 key supers. They're probably rolling it out slowly because they don't want to have some sort of issue like they had with the animation skip for the 10th year LRs. You just got a blank screen with the sound effects written on the screen. Yeah, I know that doesn't really make sense, but there is that. So now we come to the final part here for the video. So we have here the starting times for the Easy A's, which is in 2 days and 9 hours, a little under 15 minutes from when I'm recording this. So 9 hours is literally 1 a.m. for me. Eastern Daylight Time. It does say that right here, actually. I don't know why I had to go and calculate that, but it does say that right here. That's in 2.5 days from now. However, in about 9 hours and 11 minutes, 45 seconds is when we're getting LR, Cellmax, and LR Luud. Anywho, I do believe that this is a Carnival LR because it's a 220% lead. So I am genuinely hoping that whoever is going to be summoning on this banner does do so with the knowledge that if you have a Tech Cooler, the TUR, especially if you also have the Tech Turles, the LR Tech Turles that we just got, the yellow coin LR, then Cellmax is worth it. If you have one or the other, it's more than likely not going to be worth it for the team. So bear in mind, this is not the greatest summon for most people. For me personally, it's probably not going to be a very worthwhile summon for me. I do intend to just get the tickets and go in and see what happens. Hitty is probably going to be set at 300, just like the Beast Gohan. It is an LR, so it's possible it's just going to be 300, which is better than normal for anniversary, where it's 500. So for the most part, that's my poll plan. And if anyone is wondering, should you summon or not, if you don't have the Tech Cooler TUR that we just got, the Dokkan Festival one, and or the Tech LR Turles, then it's not really worth it. For movie bosses, you could take in Tech Turles, and Cellmax goes on the Tech Cooler team. So if you have Tech Cooler, it works to get Cellmax. If you don't have Tech Cooler, if you have Tech Turles, then it makes sense to get Cellmax as well. I myself am going to get them as soon as they return. So if Tech Turles is available in the coin shop, or I actually pull him on the very, very slim chance summoning on this banner, then I will still be ahead of the game, should I be able to pull Cellmax as well. So there you folks have it. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so very much for coming to watch. I hope you all enjoyed. If you are new here or you aren't already, please consider subscribing. We do have a Discord in the description for those of you who aren't bots. Please do not join if you're a bot. I do not allow adding everybody anyway. So by all means, come help grow the community. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Ocean signing off.